So I was this close from just going over there on the bed and just laying there and watching some randomizer, ZFG randomizer, him playing a randomizer. And then I see this crap. I was this close to be like, all right, I'm gonna head out. But then I see this crap on Twitter, and then I try to, see if it was an actual thing, and it is. This is once again weirdos on Twitter, or if Tumblr is still a thing, and whatever, taking a character in Nintendo, because we just saw it last time. I was talking, I did a video about this, how Peach is a lesbian icon. It's like, if Peach is a lesbian, why would Mario be saving her? You know? So, Link is a gay icon, and Zelda fans know it. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. He's not. The Legend of Zelda, Zelda's queer themes are more than just subtext. And then we have Samantha Puck, and she looks like exactly how you think she would. And this is how she describes herself. Samantha Puck, they, is a fat, disabled lesbian writer. And I'm going to enlarge this so that way you know I'm not making this crap up. This is how she describes herself. They talk about shaming, but then they use these words to describe themselves. Is a fat, disabled lesbian writer and streamer whose work focuses primarily on LGBTQ plus and fat representation in pop culture. Writings for Ben on whatever. Samantha is the co-creator of Fat Venture Mag, and she contributed to the award-winning Fat and Queer, an anthology of queer and trans bodies and lives. They are an original cast member of Death to Divinity, and they are currently pursuing a Master's of Fine Arts degree in creative nonfiction at the new school. When Samantha is not working or writing, she loves spending time with her. You can't make this shit up. She loves spending time with her cats, reading and perfecting her grilled cheese recipe. And I'm sure all 20 of her cats love when she makes grilled cheese. But, this neither here nor there, but pretty much just to show that image you had in your head of what the person who wrote this looked like. Pretty much he confirmed it. And again, I had to enlarge it because it's not me saying she's a fat, disabled lesbian writer. That's them saying it. I mean, this is like 2023 Samantha Puck. This is hers. So, this is hers. This is her site. This is how she chose to describe herself, as a fat, disabled lesbian. So let's see some of this proof, this hard-hitting journalistic proof that this person has that Link is a gay icon. The Legend of Zelda's beloved and iconic protagonist Link is tagged in more than 1,700 pieces of fan fiction on Archive of Our Own. Among those stories, more than 300 are tagged with trans Link, and nearly 2,000 feature Link in a romantic relationship with Prince Sidon or Ganondorf for the enemy to lovers fans. AO3 may not be the only metric for how much blah blah blah, but it's one of the biggest. There's no surprise as fans have been speculating over Link's gender and sexuality, which is kind of weird. I mean, he's the silent protagonist. How does his sexuality even come into play? It doesn't. It's just a bunch of freaking weirdos online trying to see something when it's not there because they are so miserable with their own lives. Though realistically, he's been on the minds of queer players since. Really, are you sure about that? Since The Legend of Zelda in 1986. Nintendo has denied rumors that Link is queer because he's not. I think the people who made the character would kind of know. Zelda producer Eiji Aonuma said Link is not gay. He's just an odd person. Because, I mean, he kind of is. He's silent. He just, he doesn't talk. He just, yeah, yeah. He doesn't actually talk, except for when he does, and it's really annoying. Well, excuse me, princess. Or, gee, it sure is boring around here. I'm so hungry, I can eat an Octorok. I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos. When he talks, it's not great. So it's probably best to keep him quiet because he is kind of weird. Um, However, though, Aonuma shut down speculation about Link's sexuality within the franchise canon. His statement also opened the door for further fan interpretation. Oddity has long been. Oh my God. So because he's odd, it's like, oh, that's been linked with queerness. Even beyond the etymological connection, for decades, heteronormativity has forced queer people to exist on the fringes of society. Or he's just odd. I mean, this is a guy who's been kind of doomed to his spirit is just reincarnates. So, I mean, it's kind of odd. He's also a silent protagonist. He just communicates with grunts and screams and moans. Ada, ada. He doesn't do that. That would be great. I think the only Link who actually does talk is Toon Link. He says, "Come on," when you're commanding the little statues and everything. He says, "Come on." That's really the only time that a cartoon, or not a cartoon, but video game incarnation of Link has talked. In art, it's common to see queer-coded monsters and especially queer-coded villains, particularly because of how Hays Code prohibited depictions of homosexuality on screen. Queerness has historically been labeled a form of depravity, and queer rights continue to be under threat today. Blah blah blah. Okay, let's get to where queer Zelda fans haven't let what Aonuma has to say hold them back from their own. Exactly. It's interpretation by a bunch of freaking weirdos online who have nothing better to do than who talk about this stuff. I'm a lesbian writer and blah blah blah. Like, what does your sexuality have to do with it? What? And Aonuma has said he's not gay. And when he says he's just odd, they're like, oh, odd is another way of saying he's gay. Oh, my personal headcanon's telling me he's gay. It's a freaking Nintendo game. What reason would they have to make him gay? This is a game for everyone of all ages where sexuality doesn't even come into play. We're talking about someone's sexuality. How would him being gay affect the game at all? The purpose, he rescues the princess. Or, he goes to rescue Termina, or Holodrum, or Labrana, or he's out there riding trains, in spirit tracks, or traveling across the ocean to save his sister in Wind Waker. Where does his sexuality even have time to come into play? It's just a bunch of freaking online weirdos saying that their headcanon is actual canon. This became especially apparent in the during the lead up to Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yeah, because he's wearing the Gerudo thing, and that's because he has to sneak in to a place where like no males are allowed, and he has to talk to the head honcho. So in order to do that, it's easier to dress up as one of them. There were rumors the player would have have an option to choose between boy or girl Link. I think that's where Link was it Linkle, I think. Linkle also was shown in like I think it's like a DLC thing for like Hyrule Warriors. I think Linkle was supposed to be like his sister or some crap like that. I don't remember, but addressed the rumors after it was confirmed that Breath of the Wild would again feature a masculine Link. His response pointing to seemingly intentional ambiguity. God, I am so fucking tired right now. I can't even speak. That word. ambiguity around Link's identity markers. Back during the Ocarina of Time days, I wanted Link to be gender neutral. I wanted the player to think maybe Link is a boy or girl. Yeah, that sexuality, that's not what they're saying. They just, oh, you know, if you saw Link as a guy, he'd have a more feminine touch, or vice versa. If you related to Link as a girl, it was more of a masculine aspect. I knew it the whole time. I really wanted the designer to encompass more of a gender neutral figure. Again, gender neutral, not talking about sexuality. So why they think he's gay or something is beyond me. Twilight Princess, masculine, blah blah blah. So are we gonna get into why, like, real? But Link's gender neutral or androgynous design in Breath of the Wild is complicated. For example, there's a quest in which Link has to dress and drag in order to enter. Yeah, only women are allowed within the town's walls. So to speak to its leader and get what Link needs to fight the Thunderblight Ganon, Link needs to present as a woman. Exactly. It's not like he's like, oh, I'm just gonna dress as a girl today. I'm gay and this. No, it's part of the game design where the Gerudo have always been known to be female only, and they'll mate with, the Hylians or whoever, and once every 100 years a male is born and that male becomes king. So they've been canonically shown to be a female only tribe. So since they don't like men, Link now has to don that appearance because of a woman, because it's not safe for him. Now he knows he's the hero, and once he gets to the leader, she'll know he's the hero, but the people around him don't know he's the hero because there's, he's 100 years old at this point. They're not. They're all descended from the people who were around that time at that time. So it's dangerous for him. It's dangerous for him to go alone. Wear this. So you can't really say what he's wearing is a sign of that. Blah blah blah. You get the right clothes, Link track down a man who in Gerudo. Yep. The person he meets is wearing traditional Gerudo dress, but after he reconfirms her identity and then literally squints at her face and body, a dialogue prompt either allows him to compliment her beauty or declare that she's actually a man. Essentially, the quest forces Link to clock a trans woman. Oh, which is often what perceives anti-trans. Are we almost done? Oh my god, we're not even. This quest fails trans people. Oh my god. Okay. Moral of the story. Once again, it's another freaking weirdo online using their headcanon to say that a Nintendo character is gay or lesbian or this or that, when the creators themselves have said nope. So your headcanon doesn't make it true. And saying that Zelda fans know it, until the moment where Link is confirmed to be gay or whatever by Nintendo, it's not legit. Because again, it's a game for all ages. Two, why would it matter? Again, it's a story from, his quest from the beginning to save whatever it is he's saving in that game. Again, it could be the princess, it could be an entire nation, it could be his sister, it doesn't matter. So him being gay it's not pertinent to the story. So they're not going to add it in there if it has nothing to do with the story whatsoever. These are just a bunch of freaking weirdos online who have nothing better to do than to sit around thinking about sexuality and race and all that of fictional characters because they're so freaking miserable in their lives and they have no personality to the point where this is their personality. Making entire all about Link's sexuality and apparently how he's failing people, Nintendo's failing trans people and there's some, let's see, solid proof, newest. Wait, let's see. Jesus Lover of 803. Where is Jesus Lover 803? Uh, I'm not seeing no Jesus Lover 803. I'm just seeing a lot of long. What a reaching sack of crap article. Why not reach for the door and leave? Um, but I, it's just I'm a long time Zelda fan who has heavily delved into the plot, objects, and the characters of games. And I won't argue that I know a ton more of Zelda than the average fan, and I strongly disagree with the article. Like, strongly. Nothing in Zelda has ever been gay or anything LGBT. It's a fantasy world, for heaven's sakes. Of course, there are going to be some strange characters, but that does not mean they are gay. And on the topic of Sidon, I would say that just because someone the same gender as a character is being overly nice and friendly, yeah, that's another thing. You know, in video games, movies, comic books, these people see two people like friends together, you know, showing affection towards each other, like, oh god, they're gay. You know, if a person is just nice and hugs the other person, somehow these weirdos think there's like sexual tension between them. Or maybe people can just have friends, just really close friends. I know, crazy, right? You wouldn't know that with your 20 freaking cats, but some people are just, you know, some friends are just affectionate with each other. They hug each other. They like to hold hands or what. It doesn't mean they're intimate with each other. That doesn't mean they have, you know, deeper feelings for each other. They just care a lot for each other. And that's something these people can't separate. Um, Being friendly and overly nice, that's just because they're nice. Yeah. I have so many friends of the same gender as me who are so sweet and affectionate, who put their arms around me but are not gay at all. They're just being sweet. Don't label a regular character something they're not just so we can feel included. There's an abundance of gay video games out there. If you feel the need to play something with characters who are actually gay. And on the Gerudo salesman, that guy is just messing with Link. It's like when Ryan Reynolds kissed Andrew Garfield. He wasn't being gay, he was being goofy. Don't turn something heterosexual into something homosexual. And I think you're forgetting Eiji Aonuma, the Zelda producer, said that Link is not gay. We're all just a bunch of fans, speculators, who want to feel included and warp the perfect game into something entirely different. What's this? It's like this. Say someone asks Aonuma, "Are Koroks pigs?" Of course, he would say no, they are not. I mean, obviously they're not pigs. But what if that person still refused to believe the obvious? It's like, maybe they are pigs. We can't see their faces. They have like little tiny masks on or something. Maybe they are pigs. It's like, no, they're not pigs. They're made of wood. They're little tiny wood spirits. Um, and everyone would tell him, "You're being ridiculous," but he just wants to believe in it, even though it's ridiculous and obviously it's false. No matter the topic, I'm going to believe the official canon say, yeah, exactly. Until they come out and say Link is gay, it's just your head canon, and head canon is not truth. And especially with Nintendo, I don't know why they're taking people like Princess Peach or Link or whoever and like, oh yeah, they're sexual icons. No, they're not. No, they're not. I mean, if anything, Samus would be more of a sexual icon, but not really a sexual icon, but women's woman's icon. She's strong, independent. She's able to beat Ridley numerous times, even when he's had metal upgrades and this and that. So when it comes to female empowerment, you could say that Samus is an icon, but Link, now he's a heroic icon. The man's always selflessly just putting himself in danger to save those around him, whether it be Zelda or the land of Termina or the land of Labrana or Holodrum or his sister. I mean, look at Link in Wind Waker. He sees the Helmarock King flying away with Errol, and what does he do? The first instinct he has is to try to jump off that freaking cliff at the Helmarock King to try to save his sister. So you can say he's a heroic icon, or what a man should strive to be, because he's selfless, he does what's right, he's courageous. But a gay icon, not so much. You're digging into those pots that he loves to throw around so much a little too deeply. And there's that thing. He's just going to come up in that pot that you're digging around in, and he's just going to pick it up and throw it like he always does. And then that pot is shattered. So you're looking into something that's not there. They can be icons, but this, a gay icon, a lesbian icon, it's not there. If Eiji Aonuma comes out and says that he's gay, then, there's no disputing that because the man produces Zelda, the games. But he outright said he's not. He's just odd. Because, again, he is a spirit that's constantly being forced to reincarnate. He is a silent protagonist. He just responds with grunts and groans and yeah and. So he is odd. Odd doesn't mean queer in this situation. So once again, it's just a bunch of weirdos online looking for something that isn't there because that's all they see. There's no real personality for them. Queerness and race and all that's all they see, that's all they think about, and that's all they know how to do. But anyway, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.